going on, everybody? Welcome to the Best Family Homestead. And today I'm switching out to the auger, which is a real pain in the butt, but that's all right. And I'll get started on our fence, the rest of it, so I can finish the pretty fun stuff I like. I can't do that until I finish the rest of the fence. Otherwise, I'll never finish the rest of the fence. So I'm getting a little bit of a late start again today, this time because someone, I guess, got a hold of my credit card number and has been making little nothing serious I noticed, but like $20 here, a couple subscriptions there on my card. And finally I was looking through it and I was like, wait a minute, where's my money? And so I started looking. This has been for a few months, 3 or 4 months now apparently. And so I've been at the bank trying to deal with all that stuff. They've got everything locked down where they can't buy any more and all. So pretty dumb criminal to try and do that to me, because I'm not really worth it. I don't have any money. I'm broke as a joke. All right, before we get started though, I thought I'd throw in a little bit of the garden. Some people have been asking to see it. Good green peppers. We've got a couple of green peppers already in that we've picked. I think my dad said these might be sriracha peppers, the ones that are turning red. Really pretty. I'll wait for these to get hanging full, and then I'll probably just dry the whole vine. My jalapenos are killing it. And update, my experiment with the suckers is turning out great. You can see these guys are taking off and growing like suckers now. So I'll have some new tomato plants put in the ground. I think this is another jalapeno. Looks like I need to neem oil or something. I got some eating going on there. Don't want that. And this crazy little pepper plant, I swear it must have 30 or 40 peppers on it. It's just hanging full. So I got tomatoes coming on, lots of them. I don't even know what I want to do once all these start getting ripe. I've got one here I think will be ready for a sandwich pretty soon. And these are the atomic something or other cherry tomatoes. They're really cool. They keep turning this cool purple color. All the aromas. I don't know why this one is yellow. No, it's wet. I guess I need to do a little watering here in a minute. That might be a blight. Oh, there's my one big sandwich tomato. Can't wait for that to turn red. All right, well, enough of putting everything off. I just hate hooking this stupid auger up so much. Alrighty, let's get after it. Okay, so while I go back around through the woods, I might as well take some wire with me. And I'm gonna go ahead and use this other wire for the side. Whew, I got some wormies. This is a mystery vine, and I cut the crap out of this thing. Yeah, you can see some of where I cut. You know, it probably might be where it's rooted in other places. But I might have to cut it again. And definitely need some kind of bug control. I'm looking to see if we have any, if I stressed it enough last time to get any female flowers. so we start getting fruit. That might possibly be a female flower. Maybe not. You can see where the male flowers are still falling off. Just one, that's all I want. I just want one of something. One of something to... The words easy and free never ever ever belong in the same sentence. Okay, finally think I have most everything rounded up. First thing we got to do is cut this length of wire because it's going to be shy of our 50 feet, and I need a little bit at that end anyway, so it actually worked out pretty good. So we'll get this one cut, get our new wire set in place, and they'll be ready to start digging holes and putting up posts. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and roll my wire out and have it in place. I need to roll it out on this side anyway, and then start digging some holes. So I've got 4 or 5 holes dug. We're going to dig and pull as we go. It just makes it a little bit, to me, makes it a little bit easier. Do have to take a couple minutes and make some modifications. You can see how this 1/4 inch piece of steel here bent, because that stuff's heavy and it gets stretched really hard. But I think I have a solution. So we're gonna go over here to the shop and see if we can't get it fixed. Okay, so you can see the bow in this bar that was making it hard to sit down straight, and it also wasn't pulling even on the wire. So this is a heavier duty piece of angle iron, and with the angle it shouldn't be able to bend. Plus I can go ahead and do like I was talking about and make this bar the full length of the actual puller, which will help me pull the wire much straighter. So you can see what I kind of messed up here is I got my holes a little off center, so these won't go in and line up with the lip. But I think if I just take right here and grind a lip off, got a new and improved puller and a very tangled up cord here. So now that shouldn't be able to bend. This should be able to. All right, now, as I was saying, I was so rudely interrupted by the GoPro overheating. Yeah, this should work much better. It's I got longer bolts, so it's going to be easier to get it started. It shouldn't bend at all, and it should hold everything nice and tight all the way up to that top wire. So I had somebody send me a donation specifically for a new camera because I want to try something other than a GoPro. And the thing about me is when I'm shopping, just looking and thinking about it, I know exactly which one I want. Then as soon as I have the money in hand, I don't know anymore. And I started doing all kinds of research over and over again and trying to make sure I'm getting the right one. Because I've changed my mind. I've been setting about to order, then changed my mind, and setting about to order. I think I have the one pinned down I want now. So hopefully here in a week or two, I'll have that on the way. And then we'll do a comparison with the GoPro and the other one I'm getting. So much fun to shop and pick it out. And then when you actually go spend the money, you gotta make sure you're getting the best deal. All right, I got everything rounded up here. I'm going to go ahead and start setting the posts. All right, so my plan to use these ones that had rotted off, they're just a little bit too short. And then I remembered, hey Aaron, you've got a whole lot of pretty much perfect size oak trees that you just dropped. And see, that's better, because right here is my 4-foot mark, and if it was shorter like that other one, it's going to brace the wrong angle. It's not going to have enough force, be too easy for that to give. So I went and cut one real quick. I'll go cut a bunch more to about 7 foot, and being oak, since it's not going all the way in the ground, yep, that'll work just fine. And in typical Aaron fashion, trying to overkill stuff, I got too big of a clevis, double clevis there, and I didn't get the right hook. Those hooks won't fit. Tried a couple different things, couldn't get anything to work, so I just hooked my big chain up here. I'm not sure how good it'll work being that far away, pulling from the pooler. I really don't feel like going to the store. I've got to go coach in a little while and don't have time to go to the store and come back, and I want to knock some more out. We'll give it a shot. Mondays. So I broke my own rule a couple times. I'm paying for it. So you can see here, this cedar post I put in, while it's braced good against the ground there, a little bit shorter. It should have been up here. Because what happened was when I started stretching that wire, added all that chain, pulling that far away from that stretcher, amplified my pulling force. And since this was lower, once this started pulling, instead of actually bracing it, what it did was acted as a lever. So once this started going, it started pulling this up out of the ground. If I'd had that brace up here and out there further, when it started pulling, it wouldn't have been able to come up and over. So the mighty force of leverage just whacked my day. What I'm going to do, and apparently I did not have that tamped in good enough. All the thunderstorms and that, there's all that rain right after I tamped it, or right after I put it in the ground. So I'm gonna put the tractor up here. I'm gonna see if I can push this back down. If I can't, I'm gonna have to probably call it a day. Yep, it's right now a day. And I will go to the hardware store, get a bag of concrete, just pick this whole post up out of the ground a little bit to clear out the dirt, set it back down in, use the tractor to push it back and cut a new brace and concrete it in, which will mean I'll just probably cut this stretch of wire and keep going tomorrow from that post on down, and then put one piece of wire up right here. One of those days. Well, let's see what happens. All right, so about to leave go coach, but I was talking to my dad, Papa Hugh, and thinking about it when I was in the shower, and I'm almost positive that the biggest reason for this failure, the other things did contribute, but the biggest reason for this is because it rained a ton the day I put this in. And so with red clay, it gets really slick, really slick when it gets wet. If it had had time to harden, it'd have been good. But with that being soft right there, all the moisture went all the way down to the bottom. It'll never dry out. So I'm got to get cat food anyway from Tractor Supply. That's one of the places that has a decent price on bulk cat food. And I've got to get the right hook for the chain. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up a couple bags of concrete, and I think I'll be able to chain the post here to the bucket and pick it up out of the ground. Then I'll clean it out with the post hole diggers, set the post back in, put a little pressure on it, even pressure where it got a little bit loose, which really won't matter because the boards are going across it, and with the concrete in it, that'll harden by tomorrow. We'll be good to go. I'm down, but I'm not out. Hopefully we can get all that done this evening so we can keep rolling tomorrow. And that is as far as I go. So I stopped at Tractor Supply, got my cat food. Come to find out, Tractor Supply no longer carries cement or mortar products. At this point, it was already getting late. Cooper's closed at 7, and by the time, if I went to Lowe's or Home Depot, by the time I got back here, it had been pitch black dark. So I figured might as well go ahead. I pulled this post you guys saw, and that red clay being so wet, trying to clean this hole out with a post hole digger would have been really frustrating because it would have stuck like crazy to the post hole diggers. So I've got it ready to go for tomorrow, and tomorrow I will go very first thing when Cooper's opens at 7:30. Get some couple bags of Quickcrete, pick my post up with a tractor like I did, set it back down, and then pour Quickcrete around it. Some days it just doesn't go smoothly, especially on the Best Family Homestead. Oh well. We'll get it done. 50% chance of rain tomorrow. So maybe tomorrow I get this post set, we start back down there. I'll be able to get in a rhythm and at least get something done. Should work. Well, at least I didn't have to take all this wire apart because I've got so many staples in this. That would have been a bloody nightmare. Well, make sure and like, subscribe, and share. I'm sure this little fence series, I guess you could call it, is going to gain a lot of subscribers because it's kind of like a train wreck. You never know what kind of nonsense you're going to see next. It just gets worse and worse. So make sure and subscribe if you want to see if Aaron finishes this fence during his lifetime. Maybe, maybe not. This fence might be the death of me. Who knows? Alrighty then. I guess it's go ahead and call it. It's a little bit earlier than I usually quit. I'm sure I'll find something to tinker on. Go to bed for early morning tomorrow. Maybe Cooper's will be the only place I have to go tomorrow. I hope. Alright everybody, thanks for watching.